Clad Warhammer podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the first in a series where we rank Warhammer Underworlds warbands by how good they are in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. As always, we have Brad,
hello,
Andrea,
ciao,
and me, Darren. First off, we will be rating the Shadespire warbands. And the first warband we have this evening is STEELHEART'S Champions.
Yes.
This was one of the ones that started off in the core set.
Yep.
And
is that and corn?
Yeah. Was that and corn, yes. Yeah. So, guys, this unit. What we will be doing with every one of these warbands is we'll be comparing them to their equivalent in the army and whether you would want to put them in or use other versions of them. And so with them, how do we feel about them?
So they come in at 90 points. Well, the 90 points for 5 is the generic Liberator squad, and there are 100 points for 3. So not really, I don't see much point besides them being very cool looking models.
Apart from being alternative looking models, they don't really they have less wounds, they are more points, they don't have the customizability that you can have on the vanilla unit, so not that great to me.
Yes. Yeah, so the chick gets a bit of a shield ability. You've got an axe, you've got a big hammer, big sword. So I don't see much use for them. So they're kind of meh for me.
So I'll vote on them, sticking them on the meh tier. Not too happy with them. Their overall performance is basically exactly the same as Liberators, and their cost isn't worth it. On the next ones, we're looking at the other box that came in there, which was Garrett's Reavers.
So this one's pretty good, I think. They come in at 60 points for 5 compared to the 70 points for 10. So getting fewer guys, but their role in the army is a bit better they fulfill the role.
So with corn, you want to have small units that die quick.
Yeah.
To fill up the blood tithe. So the fact that it's only 5 models, it's easier to get them killed, basically. If they hold objectives, they hold objectives. Okay, they're doing another job and whatever. That's great. Otherwise, it's cheap blood tithe. This is good. This is it.
And a 10-man squad will die as quickly as a 5-man squad of anything that looks at them funny. So they do the same job. They can screen out that. So their role in the army would be get the blood tithe points and screening, I'd imagine. So
yeah.
Pretty good. So how would you guys rate?
Agreed. I feel exactly the same way.
Definitely a good unit. Gives you good blood tithe, gives it blood tithe quickly, and does the job really when it comes to being a Blade of Corn unit. A little bit cheaper, maybe gives you some points to spend on something else.
You can get a triumph.
So yeah, we've given them a good rating over there. Yeah. And on the third warband, the first actual unique warband to come out besides the starter box was these guys.
Sepulchral Guard.
Yes.
Support Guard, nice.
Yeah. The Skellies.
Yeah, it's the new Curse City looking very similar. So
now we look back and we can see that these guys were the test run for what is coming out now.
Yeah, but these guys come in 7 models, 80 points, compared to a normal skeleton squad of 10 models for 80 points. So you lose a couple guys. They do have a couple of cool abilities. They're the hero type model. Not really a hero, but he's the captain of the squad. Can regenerate dudes.
Leader, yeah.
Gets a bit. They kind of a backfield sort of hold up land.
The amazing thing with this is that you don't need a hero to regenerate them because they're own leader. So they're more autonomous than a normal squad of Skellies. Normally in Legions of Nagash you would need a hero or a graveyard to be able to regenerate your unit. This does it on its own. So it's really nice. I wonder, and I don't know, I haven't looked it up, but now thinking about it, I wonder if you can bring this back. If it does, because you have the ability to bring back a summonable unit in full force, so it dies. Does it have the summonable keyword?
Yeah, I don't know, probably not, but cool to look up, and I think they do the job. They're almost the same, it's like 3 models different. They have a bunch of cool little attacks and stuff.
No.
They're not summonable. So
no, summonable. Okay, so you can bring them back.
But it does mean they can still be regenerated by any other means? No.
You can use graveyards.
Only their own regeneration.
But then that's why they have it, exactly.
Yeah. Very nice unit though. ranking at a good space, or would you give it to super?
I vote for super. I'm biased, but I vote for super.
Yeah, they're at least good, and maybe above good, maybe just in between. But can give them the benefit of the doubt because it's a unique unit that has a different role to the rest of the army. It kind of fills a little bit of a special spot.
My feeling lies in that they're very, very much a different unit compared to the rest of the army. They feel the same as skeletons. They've got a different strength as well, with different weapon profiles running across them too. And able to heal themselves is a nice thing. As a little unit that people are not paying too much attention to, they can really win you a game or two.
I think they're not particularly fast, so they're maybe not getting the stealing the backfield objectives, but at least holding your own backfield. I mean, you don't have to send 40-man squad of skeletons to do it, but cool.
Very much so.
We go on to the next one.
Next one is Iron Skull's Brutes.
Yeah.
Bradley,
Iron Skull's
you're the
Brutes.
expert. Please tell us.
So these guys are pretty much Iron Jaw's odd boys, and they're 4 models for 80 points compared to a squad of odd boys for 105 for 100 points. So they're the same points technically. If you go 5 guys, they're 20 points each. Now they're 4 guys, they're 20 points each still.
So we can say same point per wounds?
Yeah, same point per wound. And they kind of they fill the same role. They're a little bit more punchy than a normal squad. They have a bit of extra bonus to hit and extra couple attacks. And they kind of just fit in. So if you've got a spare couple points, I find they just slot in it has a little bit extra flexibility when you don't just dealing with 100 points and 120 point squads like the rest of the army.
I like them.
Yeah, so I think they're pretty good. I'm definitely would use them. And as always, these are all just proxy models, if nothing else. So
Super or good? What would you rate them?
They're like damage dealers, so I'd just say they're good. They're like, I don't know, they're not that special, but they're pretty cool looking. So
Good time. So we've put
Your models are going to be offended when they hear
Definitely something worth. The next we have a very interesting unit. In
yeah, goodness.
yeah, what are these people called?
Chosen Axes.
The Chosen
Ah,
Axes. Yes.
We got the Chosen Axes. One of, I said, the worst of the Underworlds teams.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Just on value for money or value for points, you're getting 4 models for 200 points, one of which is a hero. But you could get 11 models for 40 points more. So I don't know why you take him, because a Rune Lord, or whatever the thing is called, is
Runefather?
Runefather, yeah, he's 140 points, and a 10-man, or 100, he's 100 points, and a squad of Hearthguard Berserkers, or whatever the generic guys are called, is 140 points for 10. So there's a bunch more wounds, and he's not that much better. He gives a bit of a bonus, I think he has...
To itself.
To itself
in that unit. That's it.
Yeah, so not really. I think it's a kind of trash, if I were to put it by our rating system.
I would be giving them a much higher rating if it was for the amount, the value for money in buying these models and having a free Runefather model and some extra cool looking guys. I would make them really hard, but generally I would say do not even think about using them as they are in a
Proximal alternative looking, great, go for it.
yeah, do not
That's it.
resuscitate. Definitely giving
I
them the
think if
lowest.
it was 150 for him, then it's kind of closer. You're getting 4 models, 14 points a model. It's kind of worked out, but at that point, at the price point, they are nah, don't think
Makes
about
no
it.
sense.
Cool. Next one.
model, we're looking at probably the most interesting one in this.
Going from trash to
Absolutely
Oh my
amazing.
God, wow.
wow.
Yeah.
So the Spiteclaw Swarm. You've got 5 models for 140 points, one of which is a hero. So that is 100 points. So you're getting 4 guys for 40 points in comparison to
The vanilla ones.
if you compare them to Clan Rats, it's 120 for 20. So they are kind of expensive Clan Rats, but there's gutter runners and a bit of assassin-y type vibes going on. But definitely for 40 points for a little bit of a screen / damage dealing character.
That can be healed by the hero.
Oh yeah, and they like regenerated. But like 4 models is definitely not going to survive.
True, but if it does, it's even extra annoying because, oh no, I have that one model that just tanked everything. Boom.
The whole squad's back, yeah.
And getting yourself a Claw Lord who runs around really quickly with a bunch of boys, stealing an objective on when people least suspected. How many points for the unit?
It's 140.
Very cool.
And he
very,
actually
very,
has a
very,
decent,
very good.
He has a decent profile, so yeah.
So it's super, yeah.
Definitely rating these guys on the super side. Probably one of the best ones to come out of this season. And yeah,
Agreed.
Definitely worth looking for any Skaven player. Next, we have the FARSTRUDERS.
Kind of going back to continue to join Stormcast tradition. You've got 100 points for 3 models compared to 100 points for 5 if you were to take the normal crossbow dudes. So nothing much special about them.
No.
Less models.
They don't get the extra hawks.
Yeah, nothing. They do get their mortal wound generation with the hawks.
They can do it on a 4+.
Maybe even worse, yeah. A bit trash. Nothing impressive, and you'd rather take the generic guys. They're just cool looking, so just take them because they look nice.
Yeah, if you need some like variation in your army, sure.
Another one which would score very high on the modelling and the poses, but definitely not very high on the actual usage.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we have the last unit for this evening, Maegor's Fiends.
Maegor's Fiends. These ones are pretty cool, I think. They
2 units.
Mm-hmm.
They come separate. You have to buy them together, but they count as separate. They buff each other, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 120 points for the 4 guys, one of which is the dog for 40 points. You compare that to Blood Warriors are 100 points for 5, or what are the dogs called?
Fleshhounds.
Fleshhounds, 100 points for 5. So you're kind of getting the same. The Fleshhounds are a bit more expensive in this, but they're pretty cool. They do a little bit of a sneaky run forward. Also, once again, they're corn, so they're in the Blood Tithe pool there. And they're 2 squads, so they're giving 2 Blood Tithe for 120 points, which is a pretty good Blood Tithe value. But yeah, so
they are Blood Warriors, so they gain from all the Blood Warrior auras and all those abilities too.
Mm-hmm.
So very nice.
The dog gives you a spell.
Oh yeah, counter spell, and you can reroll charges or something like that, I think.
If it's close enough, you can give reroll charges to the other dudes.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
whether
useful.
it's super, whether it's good, kind of in between.
I feel it's still good. It's not super level, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, so that's pretty much where I rate them. Cool models, cool lore, cool rules. Like, you've got good.
So that's what we've rated the Shadespire warbands in their use in Age of Sigmar. As you can see there, we definitely like the Spyclaw Swarm and the Sepulchral Guard. The rest of them, use them, don't use them. Probably the most utility units there would be the Khorne units. Otherwise, yeah, thanks very much for joining us, and see you next time.
Cheers.
Ciao.